All right, we're there. This is a massive production too early in the morning. G'day, everyone. As always, like, share here. I'll give you a reminder. There you go. Invite your friends, share this live stream this morning. We are doing some cooking. We have Trevor, the chili extraordinaire, back. Hi, Trevor. How are you going?
Good, buddy. Yourself?
Yeah, pretty good. This is unusual for me to be up this early, but I'm getting through. And we've got my mum down there in the bottom left corner. Lee, how are you? How are you, Lee?
Hi, honey. Good, thanks. Ready for this?
It's dangerous having family on here. Kirsten, who's almost becoming family, she's a regular on Lockdown TV at the moment. How you going, Kirsten? So you got your coffee in your hand?
Yep, coffee. Too early in the morning for anything but coffee.
Yep, beautiful. And Trevor, let us know. Actually, I'm going to link up to this to show a picture of what you're cooking. But can you tell us what you're teaching us to cook this morning?
Okay, we're going with a Middle Eastern dish called shashushka. Now, I've probably just butchered that again, trying to pronounce it. But pretty much what it is a tomato-based sauce, which eggs are poached in. And then we'll put a little bit of feta cheese and that kind of thing in after it, just to give us a bit more flavour and that kind of thing. So, yeah, lots of herbs, lots of spices. Delicious.
Looking good. Awesome. Okay. Well, we should probably just get started because this is going to take... How long does this dish take? About 20, 30 minutes?
Yeah. With preparation is usually about 10 minutes of this dish and about 20 minutes because we'll cook the tomato-based sauce for about 15 minutes, get it so all the flavours are going through, and then we just poach the eggs in right at the last minute for a couple of minutes.
Cool. Well, I'm actually going to get myself off the screen while you give the first set of instructions, just so there's more room on the screen for you guys to look at so you can see what's happening. And I'll be back in a minute or so. But
all right.
Take it away, Trevor.
All right, too easy. Well, first of all, we've got our prep and our ingredients. Now, just to quickly run you through on what we have today, we're going to be using some spring onions. We're going to use a few herbs. We're going to use some chilies, as always, but we're going for a mild chili, so not too hot. You could easily substitute capsicums in or any other type of sweet type chili, so low heat, nothing too boisterous. If you feel like something a bit stronger, go for your life. We're going to dice them up. I'll finish dicing up. Also, I'm going to throw in a little bit of eggplant in today, simply because I've got it, and I love eggplants and tomatoes together. For me, usually Parmigiana, eggplant Parmigiana is one of my favourites. So this is a little bit of an ode to that as well. We're going to be using some great herbs. We're going to be using some cumin. Instead of pepper, I'm going to actually use some mountain pepper leaf, which is an Australian spice. Some classic dried cayenne pepper. Some paprika. I'm going to throw a little bit of sumac in just simply because it's a great Middle Eastern spice, just as a little extra for me. Other great spice herbs I'm going to use is basil and thyme. So both those are fresh. I've got two types of basil. I've got a sweet basil and I've got a black basil. But they're what I have growing. Other than that, tomato, salt, and the classic eggs. Freshly supplied from the chickens. So I'm just going to quickly slice up this spring onion. And then I'll get because I've got everything prepped and measured out, most things are half a teaspoon in this dish. The only thing that I've got double a full teaspoon is paprika. So as ingredients go, it's kept very simple. So I'll just quickly get this spring onion chopped up and the garlic and get the pan heating up. Now, I like to use the tops of my spring onions as well. I'd hate to see waste.
Probably a good idea to
And
start
I
chopping up as he gives the instructions there. We're getting a bit of a delay feed.
Yep.
Where's that coming from? I've got it. Someone must be. Yeah, just quickly, guys, if anyone's watching the Facebook feed, you need to turn it off. Unless that's me.
It's not me.
It's
Not me.
actually, I think it was me. I was sharing it. Just ignore me. Keep.
I've been doing that for a week now.
Have you got all your ingredients chopped up, Kirsten?
Sorry.
Have you got all your
I've
ingredients
got everything.
chopped and ready?
Yeah, I've got,
All right.
so my spring onions there.
Yeah, I'm
My
just going to
coriander.
quickly chop up
Me too.
the garlic. If everything's,
Yeah, we're ready.
you guys are pretty much ready.
Make cheese.
Yep,
What
we're
I'll do is
ready.
get the pan go. All right. Well, if
So
you want to
get
get
the
your
pan
pan
going.
starting to heat, not too hot. Make sure it's a heavy base pan if you can.
Yep.
Just don't have your heat too hot because you don't want to burn, get anything stuck to the bottom. But the heavier the bottom of the pan, the more even distribution of the heat. So we're just going to good dollop of olive oil.
Maybe. Kind of. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay. Going to put the spring onions and garlic in to start.
What about oil?
Oh yes, yeah. I put a bit of olive oil in there, so a decent dollop of it.
Do we need the oil to be hot first?
How much oil, Dan?
Well,
How much?
are you using a put about a tablespoon of oil, and you can always add a little bit more if it dries out.
Thank you.
So they'll just start to soften and sweat down. While that's happening, I'm just going to cut up my last.
So are we just doing the spring onions at the moment?
Yeah, spring onions and some garlic.
And the garlic, okay.
Yeah. Just get them in there, just starting to meld the flavours. In a minute, we're going to add the capsicums or chilies, in my case. That, or you can use like bell peppers, something along those lines. Or any other starting to sound nice. So now I'm going to add my chopped up capsicum, and because I'm throwing in some eggplant as well, just to beef it up. Now I know the eggplant's going to suck in a bit more oil, so I will probably have to put a little bit more oil in, just as I cook it down.
Hey, Mum, we might need Colin working your camera a little bit so we can see what's happening because We can't see much of your dish.
Yeah, Colin doesn't really want to, I don't think.
Well, tell Colin he doesn't have a choice.
Okay.
Colin. Colin. Can you work
I am blessed with having a media student doing mine,
You're very lucky.
practicing her cinematography skills.
She's doing an excellent job. Although I do want to see your face a little bit more often.
Just let that go down for a start.
Are you sure?
See, it's possible to be happy in the morning. See, after a coffee, that is.
Yeah, it's strange. That kind of at the
We're getting some funky sounds. This is what they're cooking, everybody. If you've just joined us, it's called Trevor. What's it called again? Shashka.
hearing.
Trevor, can you hear me?
A little bit of spine. Then I've got some basil.
Trevor, can you hear me?
A bit of black basil. And a bit of sweet basil. Just a couple of different varieties I have on here.
I actually can't hear you, Trevor.
Trevor?
The instructions.
Like that.
Yeah, I don't think he can hear us either.
No, it's cutting out.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go to his laptop audio,
Okay.
but we can't tell him. Trevor,
So it's done. Let's just check on this.
Trevor, we're still
He's just-
stuck at the capsicum.
he's just motoring along. He
Yeah,
can't hear us at all.
I don't know what I'm doing now.
All right, I'm gonna try and contact Trevor in another way. Hold on.
Thank you. I'm just stirring the pot.
I'm gonna call him. Oh, jeez. There's always one thing that goes wrong.
Yeah.
See, when you're breaking new ground and going multi cameras to different houses, this is the stuff that happens.
He still looks like it's
He's still-
cooked.
He's still going.
Shall I just guess the recipe?
I'm just
Yeah,
going to
just
make
guess
it
it.
as I go along now. He's got tomatoes now. He's got his first tin of tomatoes.
Gosh.
Kirsten, when did you put the spices in?
It would be funny if he just kept going for like 20 minutes and didn't even realize that we weren't following.
Yeah, I kind of think that the spices should go in because they need to be fried off.
I'm just going to try and call him.
Have you put the spices in?
Oh, I think he's trying to fix it now. Trevor,
Oh.
can you hear us? Lauren, can you hear us?
I'm just putting my spices
Lauren?
in.
Oh,
Otherwise, this is going to burn.
I'm just making it up as I go along now.
geez. He's still talking.
I'm not actually wanting
Trevor,
I'm just guessing this recipe now.
that's all right.
Same. This is going
I've got
swimmingly.
tomatoes in. Now I'm just going to put the spices in.
Can
He
you
just
let
said
him
he's
know
gonna-
it's
now
not great?
He can't hear us.
That's on time.
He may have muted us.
I'm just going to nickname him the muted chef.
Salt.
Well, this smells good.
I can't
I
find his
don't have a
number.
clue what I'm doing.
Oh my gosh. How can I call him? Can you call through Instagram? I could probably call him through that. Are you watching this?
He wouldn't answer anyway.
Yeah, that is supposed to be muted, but his phone is not working. So
Kirsten, do you know what this recipe is?
No idea.
All right, I'm just going to guess now.
this will be
I'm
interesting
just using
actually
my
to see.
cooking now.
This will be interesting to see if these actually work when the chef can't hear us.
Sumac in and a little bit of sugar.
He said he's putting some turmeric
Yeah,
in, did he
that's
say?
fine,
I don't
but I
know.
didn't
Okay,
try
And some
it.
sugar.
Just mix it all up, and we just.
Oh, the sugar.
Yeah, don't forget the sugar.
Textured.
A minute.
Yeah, tomato.
Trevor hasn't realised that that we haven't been talking to him.
Well,
Oh, gosh, what a cock up.
that's what you know what? This smells really good, Shad.
Does it?
I'm just dumping the tomatoes in, by the way.
Okay. Well, let's
So I sent him a message.
put it away there nicely.
I'm going to try and get his attention while he's looking at the camera.
Okay. Write it on a
Now he's-
note. And
now
put
he's
it
run
in
away.
front of-
No, I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to wave at him if he gets back.
Shad,
Oh no, we're
write
looking
it
at the
on a
dish
note.
again. No, hang on. He's going to look at the
Well,
camera.
the eggs
He's going to
in.
look at the camera.
The eggs.
He's not looking at the camera. Oh god.
I heard eggs. I did too.
Kirsten, at least-
Trevor!
Kirsten,
Trevor, look at the camera.
Leslie.
Kirsten, I see you have the tomatoes, so I know
We can't
I'm
hear
doing
you.
something right.
Trevor, we
I
can't
heard
hear
Trevor
you.
mention eggs, but I don't think I'm ready for the eggs. My tomatoes aren't hot.
Oh gosh, he looked at the camera for 2 seconds.
Oh shit, that's
Oh,
out.
this-
Oops, sorry.
I don't know what he's looking at.
Here it is.
Trevor,
You wouldn't press the trigger. And like,
we can't hear you.
I'm just
I
getting
think I've
feedback.
got
We
this.
can't hear you.
done.
Yeah.
Swap it over.
Write a note, Shad.
Mites.
Write a note, Shad, and
Yeah,
put it
he's
in
got
front
it.
of your screen.
He's got it. He's got it. He's got it. Can you hear us now, Trevor? You got to mute the phone. Mute the phone.
The muted chef.
Can you hear us, Trevor?
I can hear you.
Holy cow. Do you realize for the last 15 minutes you have not been able to hear us? Jeez.
I can hear you. I was getting audio coming through.
No, we've had
No.
no sound from you at all.
We were asking you questions and you were just going like a steam train. That's all right. They just started making up their own stuff.
We've
But
guessed our recipe.
So we're going to have some very different meals. Well, they might not be very different. They could be spot on, actually. So, Mum, do you want to just explain what you've done, just to see if you've followed, if you've
Okay.
got it kind of right?
So because I didn't have a recipe, I had the ingredients, but not the recipe. So I I cooked the spring onions and the garlic.
Yes.
And then I just threw in every single spice that was on the list.
And the tomato.
And then I just cooked them for a couple of minutes, and then I've just thrown in the tomatoes.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah, pretty much it. It's just I do it in slightly different order, but that's all good. So,
What order do you do it in? So
Okay,
for our
what-
viewers, if they want to make this.
Okay, what I did is I put in spring onions and garlic and sweated them off with a little bit of olive oil. Then I add my capsicums, in my case, eggplant, and again, let them soften off slightly. Then I go tomatoes and spices, which is where I'm at the moment, and just letting it all cook down.
Okay, so we lost
And Kirsten-
communication at
Hold
the
on, Mum.
spring onions.
Kirsten, how did you get close to what Trevor just explained?
Yeah, I put the spices in before the tomatoes just to fry them off and get the aromatics coming out of the spices, and then put the tomatoes in with a little bit of sugar.
Oh,
Yep.
sweet.
But-
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
So we're all caught up.
We're all caught up.
Yes, we are.
Excellent. All right. So what happens next?
Okay, it's pretty simple from here. It is literally just cooking down. Once it's cooked down, which is
Can
where
I ask about the coriander?
coriander you'll use right at the end.
Yep, thought so.
Because also the great thing is, because not everyone likes coriander, you put it there in the end. If you like coriander, great. If you're one of those people that don't like coriander, you don't have to have coriander.
Nope. We don't. We'll just skip that camera.
Reverb.
Yeah, we'll skip that camera. That's the one that has the audio problems. So coriander at the end. So apparently coriander. If you have the coriander gene, then you love coriander, and if you don't have it, then you don't like coriander. Apparently, you either love it or hate it, right?
It's
Love it.
literally along those lines, is my understanding. But if you don't want or don't have coriander, you can use flat leaf parsley. In my case, I'm actually using celery leaves because I've got celery leaves. I've got celery growing, so I am literally just dicing up some celery leaves and using that,
With a jar of
and
chilies
it's
already.
pretty much just a garnish.
Mhm.
Can you talk a little bit, because you are the chili connoisseur, well, the only chili connoisseur I know. Can you tell us a little bit about because you can obviously have this meal with or without chili, yeah?
Of course.
But what chili would you put in this, and why?
Okay, I am today using
Very light on it.
what I call, or what is known as New Mexico style chilies. So if I am to bring it up, just so you can see it, they're reasonably large, not ridiculously hot. About half the head of a jalapeno is where I would be going with it. So it's got a lot of capsicum type flavour. As you roast it, they get sweeter. So that's going to work really well in this dish today.
Yep.
So I usually will use that kind of, so a larger meatier type chili, which is New Mexico. I've used a variety of Anaheim, Joey Parker, and Big Jim chilies today. So they're just what I had growing that was ready to use. You could use a poblano. If you can't get those chilies, you could, and you want a bit of heat, so to speak, you could always go for just a normal bell pepper or capsicum. Chop that up, use that, and then just add a bit of like cayenne pepper or an even hotter pepper.
Okay. Now, Kirsten's looks like it's reducing a little bit more than Lee's.
Yeah, it's probably literally one probably turned up a little bit hotter than the other.
Or it could be the different pans, yeah?
Yeah, different pans, different heat levels, different size burners, because one's at the front burner, one's at the rear burner.
Different tomatoes.
Yeah.
True.
A lot of variables.
Is there an instruction on how much this should be reduced down, or is that a personal taste thing?
That's a personal taste. Usually I like it so it's reasonably thick, because after all, you're going to have your eggs and you're going to eat it on a plate. You don't want it too runny.
Yeah.
Think of it like that. If you don't want it like a soup, you want it so it's like a stew. So that thicker consistency.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't like to get technical.
Yeah.
But Dan, you're a little bit ahead of us.
Do you mean Trevor?
Trevor.
She doesn't
Dan.
like to get technical with names either. Like
No.
Dan, Trevor, Thomas.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But this
the most
is
nut.
reducing now.
Yep.
This
By
is
the
now
way, guys,
reduced.
By the way, guys, just down the bottom of the screen, there is, you can go to www.bittenbychili.com. You'll find tons of information. I know Roz said before she loves chili, so you can go there, get information about chili stuff, because that's Dan's website.
Yeah.
Trevor's
I'm
well.
changing my name to Dan.
Damn.
Dan the Chili Man.
Yeah.
Dan
Trevor.
the Chili Man. So, Trevor,
Trevor,
you
Yeah.
also hang on. Okay, go, Mum.
No, you want to use the feta right at the end, after the eggs
Okay.
are cooked.
Stop! Don't chuck that in. Okay.
Oh.
And so Trevor has an Instagram page as well. So please go and support that. It's called Bitten by Chili.
Yep.
So go and support that. He's always updating it. He's got 100 varieties of chilies. So anything you need to know about chilies, I'm sure he'll help you out with. So this is the
Yep.
dish we're making. This one I'm going to put up on the screen now. That's what we're making, and that's how I expect it to look at the end of this show, guys. All right?
No
That's the
worries.
standard.
okay, we can do that.
All right. So what are we up to? Any questions from our contestants?
None. I'm ready to put the eggs in if you are.
Yeah, it's starting to look nice and thick. So I'm ready to go with my eggs.
By the way, if there's anyone watching that's got a question or a comment, please put it in. Don't forget to like and share, so that Facebook actually gives us a little bit of organic reach, which would be nice. That's a beautiful angle there, Lauren. Thank you for working the camera.
All right. So I'm just making
Right.
little wells for the eggs to go in.
Do you keep it on low or high?
I would turn it down to a low heat setting because you don't want to overcook your eggs. I mean, depending on how you like your eggs, but I'm a soft egg kind of person.
Okay.
Trevor, what are we making? Just so I can.
Shashushka.
So I got the spelling right last time, but let's try again. Just make sure I get it right. SH.
SHU.
Yep.
UK. Shush.
Hang on. Shush.
Shashushka.
That's on time. Inside you.
Well, they're looking great so far.
So I've got those eggs just floating in there now. And if you want, depending on how quick you want to cook them, you can cook them just slowly with the lid off, or if you've got a lid, you can put it on the top so that you can get the top of the eggs nice and cooked quickly as well.
Get another one. Chuck it in there.
I'll check the eggs first, otherwise I'll ruin the whole thing.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. Lid on.
Okay, while it's cooking, I'm just going to
While
get
it's cooking,
some feta ready to sprinkle in and let it melt in now. I'm actually using a local product by The Vegan Dairy, which is their marinated feta, which I really love. And literally just going to chop it up. Or not eat all of it.
that's not going to be very exciting viewing, is it?
What's that?
That's the feta. I'm just putting in now and just letting it melt while those eggs cook.
So my wife's on here saying Trevor was shashushka at one point. It's a good one, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, it's challenging. All right. So I'm just letting that cook down.
So we've got a question all the way from Queensland. Auntie Kerry wants to know, how many people would that feed for breakfast?
I would have this feed 4 people. Yeah.
One. Come on.
Well, depends on how shushushka you were last night.
I wish this shush could.
Yeah.
So Jody Cooksey says, can you use a different type of cheese? Thanks for your question, Jody.
Of course you can, Jody. You can use, you could even use just a cheddar or something like that. I would probably use something that's going to have a little bit of a melt to it. So probably, and something with a stronger flavour. So mature, tasty cheddar would work really well with this as well, because you'll get the sharpness from the cheese as well as the flavour, and you'll have the acidity with the tomatoes and that kind of thing. So you'll get a nice balance there with that kind of cheeses. Or just using different cheeses is fine. Just use something with a stronger flavour. Is probably going to work really well.
So good.
Jamie, I love your camera work. That was a great shot right there. It's making me hungry now.
He's pretty good.
Colin's camera work, on the other hand. Hey, Mum, can you get Colin to lift the camera up, or can you lift it up to show us what's inside the pot?
Okay.
Beautiful. Wow. These are looking great.
When do you put the feta in?
Okay, I've put my feta in now.
Are your eggs cooked though?
My eggs aren't cooked, but I'm actually letting it melt down with the eggs as they cook.
So your feta should be
Okay.
in there, Mum.
Yeah,
Going in.
it's going in.
Use your hands. It's COVID safe.
No. I've
Yeah,
got
'cause
some
you're
marinated feta.
You're boiling the germs out of it.
I've got marinated feta, so it's got oil on it.
That's all right.
Yvette Watson
And
has a
herbs.
question. Yvette Watson has a question. Can we add other veggies like zucchini, mushrooms to trick my kids?
Of course you can. Very much so. Today with my one, I've added eggplant. I just cubed it up as like a 1 centimetre sizing, and just throw it in with the capsicums and that kind of. You could definitely use mushrooms. You could definitely use zucchini. What I'd make sure is, if you're using zucchini, to allow it, it's going to cook a little bit longer, because the zucchini holds a lot of water. But you certainly can add more vegetables to this, without a doubt.
That's a good point about the zucchini. So this is why we have you teaching us, Trevor.
Teaching, yeah, that's a strong word, mate.
Well, I'm learning a lot.
Oh,
So
I forgot the sugar.
Don't worry. Just do it.
are you sure? Because I heard you say sugar, Mum. Okay.
Oh,
I thought you
That's
put sugar
all right.
in earlier.
Yeah, I
It doesn't matter.
thought everything went in earlier.
Yeah. We
It
don't need
did.
sugar anyway. So.
it did. It
So
doesn't
notice
matter.
the technique there in the top right. For some reason, Trevor's pushing it all. I'm guessing you're pushing that around the egg to kind of, I don't know, cook all of the egg white.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's just cooking nicely, and it's also helping distribute the cheese through as well, as it melts off a little bit.
Putting a lid on mine.
Ros Armstrong. Trevor looks like he kind of buried his eggs. Did he bury his eggs? Are you meant to be burying your eggs?
What you do is make a little well and put the egg in there. So then it's surrounded by the juice, and it's cooking. So it's actually taking some of the tomato flavour in the egg as well.
Ah, okay.
Okay. All right.
This is the dish. If people haven't seen it yet, that's the dish we're creating, shashushka. Right
Yes.
And
Another great dish, very similar to this, is a Turkish dish called Cretan eggs, which is pretty much doing very similar, but you're actually using just all greens. So you're using spinach, you're using silver beet, rocket, and all that kind of thing, cooked up in spices, and then you're cooking the eggs in it as well. So there's a couple of different versions of this from around the Middle East and Turkey area, and that kind of thing, where you've got the eggs cooked in the food.
Okay.
So in like a stew.
Mm. That's right.
Now, I'm assuming, Trevor, you're trying not to cook the yolk.
I prefer my yolks nice and runny. So, yeah, I am trying to just cook the whites and have the yolk. So when I pull it out of the dish, cut it open, I get that beautiful yolk running through the dish as well.
There we go. I don't want more.
Any questions from Mum or Kirsten? Pretty
So
happy?
basically, do you stop cooking it once you have the eggs the way that you want them?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's the main reason that we actually cooked all the tomatoes and all that kind of thing first, so that we can get that to a nice consistency. Then we put the eggs in and just cook it to how you like your eggs. So if you like your eggs cooked all the way through, you can cook it a bit longer. If you prefer your eggs with a runny yolk, you cook it to suit.
Okay. Thanks.
Yep. And if you want the top of your eggs nice and cooked over, what I'd suggest is putting a lid on the top so it can capture that heat. And what it'll do is get your eggs across the top quite well cooked as well. So just like if you were doing eggs sunny side up, if you put a lid over it, you don't have to flip the egg and it'll cook from both sides because you're not losing all your heat.
They're done. That's how I like them done. So I can just turn it off now?
Yes, yeah. If yours are done, turn it off.
Yes.
If you've got a bowl and a spoon, what I like using is a big flat sort of open bowl that you can put it in. Put it in there and then just sprinkle it with your, in my case, the celery leaves, but parsley, coriander, a leafy green, a little bit of that on the top just to add a little bit more flavour.
That cooked enough for you.
Now, our camera people are going to eat this, yeah?
Yeah.
Definitely.
I hope our camera
She hopes
people
so.
are happy to be on camera because I'd love to get their reactions. Is this supposed to be going on toast or next to toast or something?
What you could do is, obviously the Middle East, they love using pita bread and that kind of thing. But I would probably, if you've got some sourdough or a bit of toast or something like that, it would go really well with it as well.
Yep. So Mum's plating up already. Looking
Yes.
good.
There you go. Over here.
Oh, look at that.
They're going. Maybe
That looks amazing.
Yeah.
Look at that steaming up. Hey, Colin. Colin, calm down, mate. Get a wide
That's
shot.
me.
Oh, that's nice. That's a good shot. That's a great shot. Look at this. If viewers aren't getting hungry now, come on. Hey, if you guys take some photos, some nice photos of these, it'd be great to put on the Lockdown TV page.
Okay. How do you
So
take
what's
this?
going on there?
Okay. I'll just put some celery leaves on the top. So in lieu of coriander or, say, a parsley.
Then we're going to flip it.
Wow,
Come on, little eggies.
very nice. Are we able to get your dish closer to a window and get some natural light on it, so we can see it in the natural light? There we go. Much better. There's a tip for everyone if you're taking photos of food. Natural light is always better than artificial light. How are you going, Kirsten? My mum's disappeared,
Yeah,
by the
still
way.
waiting for these eggs to set.
I think my mum's tried to take a photo of her food and she's turned the feed off. She'll be back in a second.
I'm back.
There she is. Yeah. Did you take a photo?
Did I take a photo?
Yeah. Did you
Colin's
turn it on?
going to take a photo.
So Roz said, I missed the first bit. Where can I find this recipe? So Roz, it's called shashushka, and it's pretty much it's spelt how it sounds. SHU.
What
Hang on.
I was going to say, what I'll do,
Take
I'll put up on my Instagram feed for everyone.
So if you go to Bitten by Chili on Instagram, he's the only Bitten by Chili. Trevor will put the recipe up for you. I'm going to put it in here. Anywho, so there's a comment coming up now. That is.
All right.
Hang on.
You know where we live, Lee? I have Vegemite in toast for brekkie. Colin's taken a photo.
Send it to you.
Okay.
Send it to Dad.
I'm going to be rude. I'm having some.
Okay.
Yvette wants you to
Colin's
bring
going
some
to
over
try
here.
some.
All right. Can we see Colin eating it?
Yes. Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
No, you need to pick it up. Okay, you ready?
Weirdest scrambled eggs I've ever had.
And Aaron.
Close.
Mm. Good.
We're going to need some coffee.
Real good.
Hey, Mum, I didn't know you were married to a comedian.
It's Billy.
So, Kirsten,
Jeez.
are you almost ready to
Yes.
plate up?
Turkish egg? Cool.
I think so, yeah. They're
Looks
pretty close.
amazing.
Smells
That
amazing.
looks pretty good. Yeah, that's nice. That's a nice stew consistency there.
Yeah.
Colin, you lucky
That
man.
one's probably just a little bit soft.
Send it to him, the photo.
Yeah.
This side's ready and that side's not quite. Because I have a horrible stove.
That looks good. They all look great.
So, Trevor,
Yes, mate.
one day I'll have to teach you how to cook my breakfast, which is it's a bit of a complex dish. It involves some bread. You hollow out the bread and you cook the egg inside the bread on the stove.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I know what that
I
is.
know.
And-
I think I know that you cut a circle in the piece of bread, and then
Yeah.
you put it in. Put a bit of olive oil. Say put the egg in the middle and let it cook.
And then you make you can do 2 or 3 of them. Two's usually enough. And then you flip it, and then you put cheese on it on each of them, and then you stack them, and then you pour hot baked beans over the whole thing.
Put it,
Are the eggs still
about it.
soft inside? That's the important bit. Are the eggs still soft?
Yeah. Oh, of course. Of course. Okay, so Kirsten, are we up to?
We are very close. Very close. What do you reckon, Jake?
Colin's
Guys, what do you
eating
think
breakfast
about-
live.
Pretty close.
What do you think about this for TV? I mean, I haven't seen anyone do this before. This is a new concept of going into different kitchens, teaching how to make food live. I reckon this is awesome. What do you reckon?
Go for it.
Pretty good. I haven't seen this
All right.
before.
I think it's
I'm just going
great.
to take a photo of it in
It's
hand.
good, isn't it? People need to share this, guys. You need to. This is a historic moment You need to share this.
The mutant
Colin's
chef.
digging in. The mutant chef. Well, the naked chef's already taken, so
Yeah. You did well, Trevor.
Thank you.
That's
It was
great.
almost like cooking through sign language.
Yeah.
What do I use to serve?
That's all right.
That's
All
not how you make porridge.
Colin is actually Scottish, aren't you, Colin?
That's right.
Which comedian do you look like again?
Billy Connolly.
They keep telling me Billy.
Can you
You're not
tell-
swearing enough.
Can you what?
Can you tell us a joke in the Billy Connolly accent?
Glasgow.
No jokes.
No, you Nick things.
They're all X-rated.
All right, so Jamie, give us that nice close up.
That's nice.
With the panning shot. I love it. It's not even a panning shot. It's I don't know what you call that shot. It's like a circling shot. Great. Looks awesome. Hey, if anyone, we're going to head off in a second and let you guys enjoy your meals and let my mum drop some off at my doorstep. So
We'll do that, Chad. You can have what's left.
if you've got any questions, anyone who's watching, if you have any questions, ask now because we're going to head off in a minute. Or if you'd like to request a particular meal for us to do, would you guys like to do this again?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Trevor, you want to go again?
Okay. Here's
to.
Jamie. We've swapped.
Hey, Jamie.
Hi.
Jamie's going to give us an out of 10.
Yum. This tastes good.
10. Solid 10. That is so good.
Mm.
Wow. Well, and
Really good.
Jamie, can you describe what it tastes like for us who are sitting here salivating?
I mean, you're getting like a good amount of heat from the chili. It's not too much.
Yep.
There's a really strong tomato flavor. The cheese melted through is gorgeous.
Mm.
It's quite mild, but it has a good crunch from the capsicum and the veggies, and the coriander taste is really good. It's so good.
You actually sound like you know what you're talking about.
She's
That's
I
great.
did food studies for one semester. I'm a
Yum.
connoisseur.
Mum, what do you
Jamie's
think?
an awesome baker.
Oh, cool. Well, maybe Jamie can cook next time or bake. We'll see what we'll see what we're going to
It
put
tastes
together
good.
and see if she wants to bake as well. What do you reckon, Mum?
It's yummy. It might
Yummy?
not be hot enough for your flavour, but
Me.
like heat, yeah.
Yep.
But it's good, yeah. All those spices, you know, it's lovely. It's got a little bit of a smoky flavour to it.
Oh, that sounds good.
You can taste the garlic.
Yeah.
It's yum. Yeah, it's really nice.
Nice bit of
It's moreish. Mm.
Yeah. Hey, Kirsten, do you like the heat or you into chili?
It's got a nice little kick to it. It's
Oh,
yeah, it's
gee,
really
now I
good.
want some.
It's okay. I'll bring you some around.
I wonder if it didn't
Wait.
cook it while they were doing it.
Feel free to put a bit extra chili in that, Mum.
Yeah. Mm.
No problem, Carrie.
will.
Carrie just says
Oh.
thanks.
Actually, I've got something I think would be really nice on it. Have you seen this stuff? You've
Vegemite?
probably seen this. Have you seen this crispy chili oil?
No.
Whoa, where am I?
Oh, actually,
Yeah?
yes. I've had that before.
A little bit of that might be nice. Maybe.
Yeah, They give they give it away at a restaurant we used to go to,
Yeah.
and I used to just take lots of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe
that,
you'd like
yeah.
some of that. That would be good.
Very cool. All right, Trevor, last words from you, and then we'll head off.
All right. Well,
Thanks, Trevor.
you're welcome, Lee. Thanks for joining in, Kristen, too.
Kirsten.
Thanks, Trevor.
Yeah.
Trevor,
Yeah,
and-
it's really
Thank you, Dan.
Actually, I'll-
really good book. If you wanted to do a slightly more Mediterranean type feel, you could, or even a little bit stronger Middle East, try a little bit of mint on it as well. Would work really well with the tomato and that kind of thing as well.
Great. So everyone, we've cooked today. Trevor's shown us how to cook this. It's shashushka. Go to Bitten by Chili on Instagram, and you're going to get the recipe there. Trevor's going to post up the recipe there.
Yep.
And make sure you follow him. And once again, thank you, Trevor, and thank you, Lee and Kirsten, and your camera people, Colin and Jamie, and of course Lauren operating Trevor's camera. Thank you guys for being involved. This has been brilliant. I've really enjoyed this. Can't wait to do it again. Next time we're going to do it at night time so that more people are going to be awake. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It'll be fun. Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Dad.
Awesome. See you guys. Bye-bye.
Catch ya. Bye.
Bye.